you and I were standing in lower gate 3. Or maybe you were doing some testing. It was the first day of training camp, waiting for Erik Karlsson to be traded.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
So we waited that day. We waited for him to show up. We're like, we hear he's in the building. He's in the building. He's in the office. And then we just waited and waited for the deal to be done. So Erik Karlsson and Francis Perron went to San Jose. Here's eventually what it all shook down to be, because I won't name the picks. But Josh Norris, Rudy Balcers, Chris Tierney, Mads Sogard. That was a pick they flipped again. So that's why I say it ended up being Mads Sogard. Dylan DeMello, Tim Stützle, Zach Ostapchuk. Would either one of you trade all of those players today for Erik Karlsson and Francis Perron?
Would I go back? No.
Yes.
No. I would do, if you told me I was giving up Erik Karlsson, and this is no offense because he obviously went on to win a Norris Trophy.
Yeah, he's done okay.
But if you tell me you're losing Erik Karlsson and I'm getting Norris and Tim Stützle, I'm probably deal. That's two centerpieces of your entire future. I would do that trade, but that's just me.
Just think though, at the time, San Jose with Karlsson was supposed to be a team that finished that first round pick was supposed to be around a late 20s. If you take Stützle out of that deal, it changes things drastic. That's the guy. You look at that deal, you're like, yeah, I'm doing that deal. Of course, I'm doing that deal. Tim Stützle is going to play for the next 15 years, and is going to be he's already a superstar.
It should be pointed out that it was never expected to be the 3rd overall pick.
No,
most people thought it was going to be 29th or 30th that year, or a higher end first round pick, and it ended up being a lottery pick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You never know too with players what they're going to turn into. So far, so good for Josh Norris. 35 goals. He's your 1A, 1B centerman. It's on paper, that trade's a home run right now. But when that trade was done, there was a lot of question marks.
Yes, there was. Yeah, fair. It is fair.
There were, and Bobby, you can back me up. There were players in that room I remember going, like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, we do not want to see Erik Karlsson be traded whatsoever.
And also, too, don't forget, ownership, Bob, had a lot to do with this stuff, too. Like, it was...
Dude, there was a bunch of us in the room that were wondering what, or why are we not just bringing the same team back as close? Like obviously a couple guys needed to get paid right away, and the salary cap changed some things. But we losing Meth was the start of it, right? In the expansion draft. But we were sitting in the room going, what is our team going to look like this year? We had no clue, and it turned into the beginning of a dumpster, right? When we were a goal away from the Stanley Cup Finals 4 months before that. It's just it was incredible. And then Turi go before Carl?
I think he went after, because Turi always said to me we should never have traded Erik Karlsson.
Yeah. I don't know. We were close, and then all of a sudden we were like, this gonna be a long and bumpy road here for a couple of years.
Yeah. If I would have, if to rephrase it, I would have never traded him for what you got back then. Fair. On paper. But
he did go beforehand.
But now what you look at it, you'd say, yeah, well, it turned out great. And that's the thing with draft picks. It's and who knows? You never know for sure where teams are going to finish, but hey, it worked out. It worked out, and you got your 2 top centermans out of that trade.
Turris went November 5th, 2017. So a year prior, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I've never met a player in Ottawa that was on that team that thought that trade should happen. I'll always remember that part.
I think there was just a lot more to all the stories than we as players know. Because Carl wasn't thinking. Carl is very, very, very close to the truth about what he lets out, and that's that. I think that's a positive attribute for him, but no clue. And I think there was a lot more to the story than it was new.
Can you find out? Can you just ask?
Nope. Let sleeping dogs lie.
I'm sure it'll be a quick conversation. There won't be much to it.